My name is Roxanne Renner, and I've been in the fitness and wellness industry for over 30 years. It's always been my passion to help improve and enhance the quality of life of my clients. And I've done that through massage therapy and fitness, movement, and stretching. So now I've started teaching a class for the last several years that I put together from all my different certifications and trainings over the years, and I call it balance and mobility. And that's exactly what we work on and improve throughout the whole class. And we work every joint, every muscle, and we loosen every joint and stretch our muscles. So I'm going to do a basic of kind of the basic fundamentals and then some movements, just to you can get a feel of what this class is. And this is not all inclusive. There's floor work, ab work, and it's much more inclusive, but I wanted you to get the basics. So first of all, we're going to start with body alignment. So I'm going to turn this way. And so we need, before we start anything, your alignment. Any structure, you need proper alignment. So head over your shoulders. Most people are like this. We're going to strengthen, pull that chin back, head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips slight knee bend, and hips over your ankles. So anytime you move, you take your hips with you. That way you're balanced. Step to the side, your hips go with you. Alignment, you're balanced. So let's begin. We are going to start with our feet. Let me back up with proper alignment. So we also, you want to be tall, celestial magnet, always lengthening your spine so we're not down, down like this, up tall. By strengthening these muscles, we're going to strengthen our feet, our ankles. Our feet are our foundation. So we know if the foundation's not right, the rest of the structure is going to not be very stable. So we're going to strengthen our feet muscles, our ankles, calf, legs, core, hip, core muscles, arms, and back. Back muscles are so important for good posture. What ages us more than anything and anyone is bad posture. So if it's not a degenerative bone situation, it's just weak muscles. So we're going to strengthen these that are going to help you be taller. You can breathe better because we're creating more space for your lungs to expand. So think about lifting, always lifting. We're going to engage our core throughout the whole workout. I'll always remind you because I have to remind myself. So like if someone were going to tickle you or put a cold ice cube here, you tighten your muscles, right? Isometrics, engage. We call it engage. Those muscles, tighten. You can do that with your butt muscles. Tighten. You don't need weights to tone and tighten to add resistance to your muscles. We can create it ourselves. And then breathing, right? Oxygen, we need oxygen. Oxygen is fuel to our muscles. Coffee is great to get the head going in the morning, but your muscles and then your brain also needs oxygen. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouths. And also, last component for now, we want your shoulders back and down. So to keep them down, most people are up here, and that's why their neck hurts, and these are so tight, because they're using them because the opposing muscles are your back muscles, or what pull your shoulder blades, we call it pull them down your back pocket. And look how much taller. Let them go, and you're like this. Engage those back muscles. You're better posture already just doing that. So we're going to work on a few of those things in this basic program. So we're going to start with your feet. I said is your foundation. So I'm going to back up a little bit. We're going to start in a split stance or weight equally over. And I hope you can see I'm just lifting my toes. So the ball of my feet is on the floor, but I've lifted my toes. By the way, our feet is like a three-legged stool. What happens? Keep lifting just those toes. If you need to help it, hold your foot down and just lift those toes. Lift those toes, drop. Lift those toes, drop. Toes only, lift and drop. Now, so back to our three-legged stool, your feet, big toe, little toe, heel, are the three legs. So one of those are off the ground, you're not going to be very stable. So lift those toes. Now lift your whole foot. I'm going to move my foot. And now keeping those toes up, and my big toe and little toe on the floor. Now release those toes. Now we're going to go the opposite and scrunch them. So scrunch, like you were trying to scrunch a towel up under you. But you may get a cramp because you're not used to using these muscles. And release. Lift, toes only. Hold this down if you need to, toes only. Now you're lift your whole foot. As you put the ball down, keep those toes up. And my toes are still up. And now release those toes down. And now scrunch. Tighten, tighten, tighten those toes and release. And now we're going to shift our weight. Remember, balance. Because if we're going to pick my heel up. So we're going to stretch out the bottom of our foot. We just worked it and tightened it. So I want you to see how I have a straight line here. If you're on your pinky, what happens to that straight line? If you're rolled in, what happens to that straight line? All 5 balls of your feet are on the floor, but especially press through the first 2. That'll keep you from being on that pinky up. So now we're just going to lift that heel and drop it down. Shift your weight forward, lift that heel, press the ball down. Which 2 toes? First 2, and down and up. Really bend those toes. They don't get much work if you're in tennis shoes or shoes all the time. Really bend those toes and bend and bend. Good job. So I'm going to switch the other foot. And so we're going to lift toes only, toes. And get weight between 2 feet, toes, 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 toes. Hold that foot down if you need to. Toes, toes, toes. I call this toe power. It's when you push off, now scrunch. You need your toes to push off. You couldn't walk very well if you didn't have toes. And I do individual training with individuals. And they just plop their feet down. They're not pushing off of their toes. And that's how you trip and fall, because you're shuffling. You're not picking your feet up. And one more scrunch. Now here's the toe. Now lift the foot. Keep those toes up. Keep pulling those toes up. Keep them up, up, up. And let them fall down and scrunch. Relax your foot. Toes only, toes. Pull those toes up. Now you're flex that foot. Keep those toes up. Push that ball into the floor. This really feels good. Stretch those toes down. And now scrunch, like you're trying to scrunch a towel up with those toes. Scrunch and release. So now shift that weight. Lift that heel, adjust your feet if you need to. Up tall, engage that core, shoulders down and relax. We're not doing anything real difficult here. Weight on the first 2 toes, but all the balls of your toes are on the floor. Don't roll in or out. And down. Up, 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 up. Lift that heel, stretch the top of that foot. And drop it. 2 more. Up, 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 up. Drop and up, up, up. And drop. So now we've what we call liberated our feet. We've loosened up the toes, we've strengthened, we've stretched, we've woken up proprioceptors, which help us balance in space. So now if you'd like, I would prefer you hold on to something trying this the first time, but we're gonna go up on our toes. I'm gonna move back. So up on your toes, press through. Which 2 toes? The first 2. Up, lift those heels, grow tall. You can almost float up because we've woken up our feet, muscles, and proprioceptors. Oops, I'm trying to roll out on my pinky, press through those first 2, up, float up, and down. Very good. That was probably easier than you thought. Now we got to stretch that calf. We just tightened it and shortened it. Let's stretch it. Your calf muscles, they've discovered, are like a second heart pump. So by really keeping them loose and working them, I forget, 20% more blood flow just by keeping your calves limbered up. So I'm shifting my hips forward, pressing my heel down, and I'm relaxed. I'm gonna pick that heel up, straighten both legs, and bend this front knee. I keep the back leg straight, stretch that calf. Relax your hips. And one last one, we're gonna do something different. I'm moving my foot, making a jump. We're gonna bend both legs and drop straight down. It's not very far. Tuck under, pull your hips under. Tuck. Your tailbone is a tail, and pull that tailbone, that tail forward. And up. And one last calf stretch. We're trying to open up your hip flexors. If you sit a lot, you need to stretch these out. So other foot up tall, even, shift, scoot your whole body. I'm still in straight alignment. Relax your hips, let this stretch. Press that heel down. Relax your shoulders. That core's engaged for stability. Lift, straighten both legs, and bend that front leg, drop that heel down. One more up. Drop that heel down. Now let's bend both knees. I'm going to make an adjustment. Straight. Now bend both knees straight down. Adjust your foot. So I'm up tall. And I'm tucking under. I'm pulling my doggy tail, nice stretch. That feels so good. And push that heel down one more time. And up. So remember, your calf muscles are known as the second cardiac pump. So now we've woken our toes up. Let's work our fingers up. So play the piano, just stretch, play the piano upside down. And now let's stretch their forearms, press, flex. Try to really put those fingertips up. I had a big screw in this hand, so it doesn't do this anymore. Hammer down, but at least it works. And up and down and up. Now circle. Make a big circle. Down, in, up, down, in, up, and reverse it. Down. Don't just do a little bitty. And this is good too. This is good, loosey-goosey, but let's get full range of motion. Now take those fingers, open, spread them apart, put them down. And this will, if you have arthritis, this will help. We quit moving things that hurt, and then they get stiffer and stiffer. It can, I mean, if you have disc pain or something, but a lot of times pain is just tight muscles. Squeeze, open, throw them open, squeeze, 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 throw them open, squeeze, 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 throw them open, squeeze, 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 throw them open, and shake them out. Just flicking water off of them. All right, very good. So now we're going to work on weight shift. These are all basics. And shift. So my feet are turned out a teeny bit. Shift, center, shift. Instead, I'm getting my hip over this leg, center, shift, shift. Tight core. So what we're going to do to test that we're over on this foot, get over more. See if you can lift this foot and bring it in. And tap, slide it in. Out, slide it in. Out, slide it in. And stand up. So feet turned down again. Shift. Get your weight over more to see if you can slide this foot in, slide it out, slide it in. And any of these, hang on to something. Slowly engage that core, take your time. And in, and up. So it's our weight shift. We just did it going forward and back, always keeping head over shoulders, over hips for most movements. All right, so let's do some loosey-goosey arm swings. So I'm going to shift my weight shift, and loose. Let's stay here, then we'll weight shift. And it's just loose. Really make it loosey-goosey. Don't control it. This is going to help loosen up and lubricate the joint more loosely. So now we're going to add a shift. Back, lift this heel, bend, lift, bend. And if you aren't comfortable doing these yet, you can just stay still and swing your arm like we did. And one more, and down. And change positions. Up tall, shifting, loose arm. I'm just going to stay still for the first couple. loose, loose, like you're flinging something off your hand, loose, and you can take your weight with it. Up and uplifting. Remember, we talked about that celestial magnet, and up. Last one. Very good. So now we're going to lift our arms up. Okay. So shrug, shoulders up, squeeze those shoulders to your ears, drop, heavy. Shrug, 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 drop. Now keep pulling those shoulder blades down with those back muscles. Remember, we're going to shift, let this arm relax, it floats down, and stretch. So I'm lifting my rib cage. I'm trying to reach something on the very top shelf. I'm short. It's my life story. Relax the shoulder. This arm floats down. My hips under me. I have a straight line and lift. Reach, shift. I call it shift and lift that rib cage. My abs are engaged. Shift, lift that rib cage and lift and lift. Breathing. So a lot going on here, shifting your weight, keeping that ab engaged, pulling those shoulders down, even though we're lifting our arms. Last one, come center, both arms come up. We're going to bring them down parallel. We're going to change directions. This workout's brain workout. Shift, turn to face your corner and lengthen your shoulders down, lengthen. Center, shift, turn, lengthen. And shift, lengthen. Opposite foot's anchoring you, or this foot's anchoring you down as you reach away. And turn. Shoulders down, abs engaged. It's not a big, it can just be here. It can just be here if that's all you have. But engage your core, relax your shoulders, and do a teeny weight shift. Back to big. 3, 2, 1. Still same movement, but we're going to change our angle. Something over here, we want to pull a dead leaf off a plant. Here, center and reach. Stretching that low back. Every movement has a purpose. Stretching, breathing, turn. So we got to figure out where we want to be in space. Turn and reach. Center, shift, turn, reach. Center, shift, turn, reach, and reach. We're going to come back to that diagonal and reach. Breathing, chest up, abs in. 3, 4. Relax but lengthen. 6, 7. Up to the ceiling now. And lift that rib cage. 2. It should be easier this time around. 3, 4. 6, 7. Keep both arms up. Come center. Call this goalpost arms. So shoulder blades down. We're going to turn the side. Then we're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, but you're going to be stretching your chest. Exhale, squeeze together, release. Inhale, exhale, squeeze together, tighten those abs, and look at my alignment. Inhale, exhale, my 3-legged stool, my feet, all 3 legs are on the floor. Sinking into the floor, squeeze. Inhale, exhale, last one, squeeze. Hold a second, stretch that chest. And we're going to reach up and grab an imaginary elastic, pull down, release. So this workout has imaginary resistance. I can make it an easy little green band. I can make it a yellow or red band. Release, stretch up. I'm going to bend my knees a little bit, turn up, pull. I'm going to release, reach. So I'm really reaching. My arms are straight. Pull. Shoulder blades are down. Release and pull. And relax those arms. Shrug, drop, shrug, drop. So a lot of different ways we can do this workout and make it harder, more stretching, more strength, more toning. So now we went from goalpost to scarecrow. So see what your shoulders do. They go back when we externally rotate our arm, and they roll forward a little bit. Down. This is gonna, if you just even do this exercise, a goalpost or stop sign, and so up. So we're gonna add, again, I'm gonna make you think. This is getting a little more complex. So scarecrow, this is scarecrow arm, but we're not up here. Arm down, core engaged. I'm going to bring my arm across my body parallel to the floor. And as I do, I take my hip with it. So bring it across, and I'm going to help it. So you can do the same if you're wanting a stretch. My tailbone's tucked under. Nice stretch. Now lift that arm. Lift it up to the ceiling. Keep lifting it like somebody were pulling you. And relax. Scarecrow. That's the shift. And lift. Each time make that movement bigger, but we're relaxed. We're working. Relax. So bring it across. Lift it up. Inhale, exhale. Tucking your tailbone under, rounding that low back a teeny bit. And other side. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see how my tailbone, hopefully. So go scarecrow arm. Start the same side. Shift. Bring that arm across. Just gently lift it. So my tailbone's tucked under. Lift and drop it down. Scarecrow arm relaxed. I'm just helping it. You don't have to, but see, you get more of a stretch. Tuck under and reach that elbow away and up, down. You know, if you just halfway go through the movement, you don't get all the stretching benefit. And reach. So, you know, we're not aware we're not even stretching as far as we can. And down. So let's go back to just shifting. Very good. Relax your shoulders. We don't have to think about this too much. My feet are turned out at a 45. And I'm staying tall. I'm not heavy down here. I'm lifting my body like off of my femurs. And shift, relax, shift, breathing, breathing. And very good. So now we're going to go into some leg work. Again, I'm just showing you some basic different components. We're going to do a little arm work. And you can see a later video for core work, etc. So my low back's relaxed. And my alignment. And I want to think about pulling my knees back a little more. And we're going to work these hip rotator muscles. So I don't know if you can see me too much. I blend in. So get comfortable. Your knees should never be over your ankles or your toes. They should never. That's what'll cause knee pain. So make your legs further out. So let's stand up, straight legs, relax. So I want us to go down, not far, relax. As we come up, squeeze everything. It's like you don't want somebody to come and push you over. My legs are tight, my butt's tight. Of course, my abs are engaged, but what's not tight? My shoulders and my traps. Release, go down, pull those knees back, work these muscles. And as you push through your feet and come up, squeeze, tighten. It's like a zipper. Tighten, zip everything up all the way to the top. And release, and kind of shift your hips. Just relax your low back. Go a little deeper if you can. And now you're going to push and zip up, squeeze, tighten that butt, tighten quads, inner thighs. And release and squeeze up, grow tall, tighten, 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 release, grow up. This is called contract, relax. It's a way to lengthen, get the muscles to stretch more, squeeze up, contract, contract, tighten, 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 and release. Stay here, tighten now. You're going to stay tight, but relax your low back and little bitty pulse. Press up, press down. We're in cement, we're in quicksand. Press up. Push those feet, especially the heel, up, 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 knees pull back. See this workout, it can be very challenging, very strengthening. And come up. So let's shake our hips out, press. So I'm here, and I just push my booty. I am trying to push it into the corner. Nice hip stretch. And up, and nice other side. So all the workouts are different. They target different things each time, either core, posture, leg. We do a lot of leg lift and balance work and quick work. We have quick proprioceptors. We don't just move slowly, quick, 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 lift, 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 lift. And lots of just various exercises. One last thing, let's work our arms. So, elevator, bend them. Push that elevator door, push, 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 keep it from closing in on you. but it is pressing on you. So pull your shoulder blades in, pull your shoulders in, like this wall was pushing you. Here I am out here, and the wall's pushing me in. Teeny bit. It's really going to tone your top of your shoulders. Now, press. So I'm lifting tall, I'm balanced, my abs engaged, my traps are not engaged, and press, lift. We're in that same quicksand. Press up, press down. Keep that arm tight, keep it straight. It's straight. I feel in this in my triceps, back of my arm. Press up, press, press up, press down. You're going to stay here and press back. So remember, I'm pulling my shoulders in, but I'm pushing through the heel of my hand. Remember at the very first, I said, we work in opposition. Press, press. So my arms are like doing isometric. The back of my arms are burning. Press, press, tight, like I'm in quicksand. Press, press, press. Bring them down. Shoulder blades together and down, pushing through the heel of your hand. Fingertips down. And press up. See my triceps, squeeze. Pressing through my heel, my arms aren't bent. That's not doing a whole lot. They're straight. So like you're pushing a wall away. Push that wall away and lift, lift, lift. Turn your fingers in and squeeze together. Pushing through the heel of your hand. You have two directions. Push to the heel of that hand and squeeze together. Keep that arm straight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. See a little bit of my triceps working. Squeeze, squeeze. When you bend your arms, there's not much working. You got to straighten them and press, press. All right, stretch those out. That was just a teeny sample of what goes on in a balance and mobility class. But as I said before, there is so much more, so many more movements, so much more stretching. So I hope you enjoyed this basic video, that you learned a few things that you can start doing on your own. And I'll have some other little videos of core work and some other stretching that you can see. Thank you again for joining me.